welcome to another episode of The Big Question with SnG Comedy. And today we have two very special guests. We have Abhishek Sengupta and Biswa Kalyan Rath, the duo who have made Lakhon Mein Ek. Yes.
Running in theatres everywhere. Did I get it right? No.
Correct. It's running on Amazon Prime Video services only in Indian territory. Soon to be available elsewhere. He has directed it. I have co-wrote it and stuff like that.
Nice. And it is about, in a nutshell, like in one line, what is the show about?
It's about Indian education system. Mostly, it's about IIT coaching and the pressures that parents put on the children. Yeah, that's in a nutshell.
We asked because none of us have seen it.
So,
that's cool.
But it's a great segue. It's come out very recently. But it's a great segue into the topic, the question, the big
question for today. Yes.
What is the question, Scott?
The question is our best tuition stories.
That's not a question.
You have to ask the question. What are our best tuition stories?
No, I was doing our best tuition stories. Our best.
Yeah.
So what are our best tuition stories?
I think we should have Biswa start because I think Biswa has you've been through this, right? You've been personally before you became a comedian. You've been through quota. You've been through this whole cycle of churning students out.
Okay. So when you said tuition, it's fundamentally different from coaching.
Is it now? What is the difference?
So tuition happens for 8, 9, 10th.
Okay.
In Odisha.
Okay.
And coaching happens for 11th and 12th. Okay.
Oh really? That's
the difference? I thought you would get suicide rate or something like that.
In Bombay, tuition coaching is interchangeable.
Bombay is a very small place.
Right, the whole of Odisha, correct.
Be respectful towards all cultures. Now, tuition is... मैं जाता था. You guys went for tuitions? Yeah. You went for tuitions? तुम्हारा tuition कैसा होता था? पहले बताओ, फिर मैं बताता हूँ.
So the thing with our tuition was I started going for tuitions from the 7th onwards. Like so parents basically just went like, अच्छा तेरा ये सब subject में कम marks आ रहा है तो तेरे को और पढ़ना चाहिए and we'll send you to more like school after school.
Yeah.
So basically I had maths tuition, Hindi tuition in the 7th and 8th, and then by the 10th, in the 10th a weird thing happened. Peer pressure happened and we started going for tuition, like coaching classes. Right, so I went to a thing called Sinhal's. Right, so what was yours, Karan?
So I went to classes called Ondhe classes. Okay? This is on Grant Road Station. के वो market है ना, उसके अंदर था. Dingy little place, a room, very small room like this, but we are 4 of us. There will be like 15 people sitting there.
Right.
And Professor Ondhe.
The man himself. Wow, what a character. Like that's a character for a web series needs. This guy, he's a Krishna Bhakt, okay? And respect, whatever, he does his thing. But the word Krishna, Hare Krishna is on every page of his thing. All his formulas in calculus, everything is like Mahabharat 1, Mahabharat 2, Ramayan 1, Ramayan 2, Krishna 1, Krishna. He called them he gave them these names. And he had a spiel, like it was like an act. You walk in and he'd give you an act. So easy, and you do these things and get the answer and show it to you. And I'm like, what is happening? Fuck. Nobody learned jack shit. He made a lot of money, which is good. Of course. He just sat in this dingy room. People came, people went. Nobody learned anything, and it was quite an experience. I wish you guys could meet him because he's like this character comes at you like it's like 360, like a surround sound system coming at you. You're like that guy sitting in that chair, that THX ad going. You're that guy.
Amazing. Abhishek, how is it in Kolkata?
All of you all went for tuitions.
Yes. Oh, you're a
non-tuition. No, I never actually ended up going for any of the tuitions.
Lucky man, I envy you.
No, money. I used to take the money. Whether you went for tuition or not, that is a different question. No, because with us it was really strange. We used to go not understand from the same teachers in school. फिर उन्हीं के घर जाते थे ट्यूशन के लिए. What's the point? You might as well take the money and go somewhere else. Picture देख लेते थे.
I totally agree with you. Hindsight, I wish I had not done it. Hindsight. So Biswa, you have obviously a lot of experience. So enlighten us.
Buddy, I'm very sad for your sad stories. But in my school, it was unspoken rule that if you don't go to the tuitions, you will not get marks. Like not even like you will not get knowledge. You will just not get marks.
And these teachers are the same as the school teachers.
So this is a government school. Okay. The teachers don't get paid a lot. Okay, so what they do is they'll give you the question in the classroom and the answer in the tuitions.
Oh my god!
And the tuition is the drawing room of the teacher's house. and you go at any time after school. There'll be some 100 bicycles outside, and one batch, the previous batch, will be playing cricket there. Okay, and you just go in and you all sit on the ground in circles, and the question that has been given in the class, the answer is given.
Dude, this is not tuition. This is corruption.
This
is bribery.
This is little.
So you understand what privilege means now. This
Absolutely.
full, and this was for all subjects. And there was one teacher who was not in any school, but he used to give the best answers because he was in a school, and then his tuitions became so famous he didn't need to go to school.
Oh.
So then he was affiliated no school, blah blah blah, and everybody, and there were 3 different tuitions he had to go through, and there was Sanskrit tuition also.
You did Sanskrit?
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the biggest problem was, like, it's not even, they don't force you into tuitions just like तेरे को marks कम आएगा. अगले दिन सुबह अगर तू क्लास में sum solve नहीं किया है तो छड़ी पकड़ के पीटते थे तेरे को.
Damn, dude.
So what do you do?
Fuck, this is oppression and corruption and like.
I call it life, but
Hey, so
Is it still like that? Is it still like that today?
I don't know. I found it very funny back then.
And this is, you were in what age group?
8th, 9th, 10th.
8th standard,
Yeah.
okay. And so you were in 8th standard, you were 14 years old?
Yeah.
So what is your mindset? ये करना तो करना है बस मतलब.
Yeah.
सब लोग कर रहे हैं तो.
I basically went there. I mean, it was more like, why do I try to solve this by myself when I can pay 500 rupees
Right.
and get it solved and then play cricket?
That makes sense.
It was always about the 10th standard boards. I remember as a kid, it was this fear put into us that I was in ICSE, that ICSE, you have to kill it, then your life is over.
Yeah.
And then you kill it, then they're like, acha, HSC, you have to kill it, or your life is over.
Yeah.
Then the entrance exam, you have to kill it, it never ends. It never ends till finally you die. I remember I had tuitions. I think the difference between tuition and classes is that tuitions, they come to your house or you go to somebody's house, and classes is this sort of made up classroom, this shitty ass classroom with like the fuck all chairs and stuff like that. So
तेरे पास चेयर था कम से कम जमीन पे बैठता.
अरे हाँ चेयर था but
I feel like you're one-upping us in like poverty stories. Like that's what you're doing.
That's my speciality.
Like अरे तेरे पास ये है मेरे पास नहीं था अब बोल. Like but
did were there toppers? Was it your city? Was there places where somebody topped and there was a billboard with toppers?
मेरा टीचर का बच्चा टॉपर था.
वाह.
like why am I not surprised?
What do you mean by billboard with toppers? मतलब
So,
boarding में?
because it's a thing in India now. I was thinking about this last night. There's a lot of movies in Hollywood about nerds. You know, nerds versus jocks. होते रहते हैं ना. हम लोग को नहीं होता है. क्योंकि यहाँ पे nerds are on the billboards.
Correct.
Right? We like all our parents look at them like he did that. Why can't you?
No, and the whole system is designed to make you feel terrible if you're playing sports.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, अरे तू life में कुछ नहीं करेगा तू चूतिया है. Just छोड़ दे.
No, it's like our tennis quota, whatever, sports quota. You know, it's even lower.
They look down on.
Yeah, look down upon. I don't know why.
तू खेलता था अभिषेक? क्या खेलता था?
फुटबॉल और हॉकी और क्रिकेट.
क्या हुआ तेरा?
मैं तो मस्त फुटबॉल खेलता था. कोटा वोटा नहीं मिला.
But you didn't take any tuitions for 10th or 11th, 12th, nothing?
No man, like it was the same teachers, so it was really pointless. 11th and 12th they were really boring man. Chemistry tuition जाके क्या करने का है लाइफ में यार. Physics tuition वैसे भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
And the thing is with tuitions, right? It becomes this weird cycle where because you're going for tuitions, you're not paying attention in school. So it's like, and then it just becomes a cycle. Now you're not paying attention in school, so you have to go for tuitions, and then so on and so forth.
But the fact of the matter is, you're not paying attention anywhere because the way they're teaching it
It's
is
shit.
really boring.
It's shit,
Like whether
absolutely.
it's tuition or school. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been listening to this podcast. I was talking to a friend about it called Hardcore History. And I see this only because I'm sucked in. I love it. And I'm not like, hey, history, whatever. He talks about World War I, World War II, Napoleonic Wars. But I'm listening. And he's so good. And it's a voice. He's not even standing in front of me. And I'm just thinking, wow, man, like...
If this was the...
1/10, if I had 1/10 of that, like I would have been such a smart, intelligent person. And instead I'm this guy.
Yeah.
I read a quote yesterday which said that students will not listen to us no matter what we say until they feel like we care. And that I think is completely lacking from...
Yeah.
But then is it their fault? Because I can take a devil's advocate and say, you know what, they get 4,000 rupees a month. It's a shit life.
Egg chicken situation.
Yeah.
However, I remember our literature classes were very interesting. The English, Hindi, Odia teachers.
Yeah, teachers who gave a shit always were good.
Yeah.
They always were good.
Yeah, my Shakespeare teacher would come to class, she would read a passage of Shakespeare and then translate it into literal English. And then she would go back and do another passage.
Literal English.
Yeah, like and I'm just sitting going, "Ah." Because it's not like we are that stupid that we don't understand Shakespeare. Like basically you still get the gist of it. Yeah, it's the same word but ulta fulta karke wahi to hai na. But and then we have
my school went one step further. They'll take the English and they'll translate into Odia. Don't try to act like a victim. Huh?
There was what's called like in our this thing, like we like to come back to what Karan was saying about hoardings, right? So there was generally in the 9th standard, it was so in Bombay that we have this weird thing where we'll put the coaching class ka advertisements are mostly on the side of buses. If you've noticed, always like SnG classes, like all the toppers on the side of a bus. So my life's ambition in the 9th was ki one day I will like graduate and be on the side of the bus. That's what I wanted in life.
Hey, it's still possible, but for some other reasons, I'm sure now.
Yeah. And like, you know, and they fuck with these kids' faces, right? Like, because it's on the side of a bus, so they'll be like, ek aankh nahi hai, kyunki kisi ne kehna daant, mooch bana diya hai, paan thuk diya hai. It's just, and I was like, why would you do this? And then I thought about it and I was like, maybe it's because where are your parents thinking about you the most, stuck in traffic? It's like, fuck, my kid is not doing anything. Oh, coaching class, chalo, SnG classes.
Yeah.
You know, like, and here's the other thing. I was reading a stat which was that India is one of the only countries which has more coaching classes than it has schools.
Wow.
Which is a bizarre situation.
Which is what I've always actually wondered. If your school is good, line mein khade hoke, people go for admission, pay, whatever.
Right.
Why do you need a coaching class?
Why do you need it?
But here's the thing, if your school is good, right, that if is a very big if. I mean, Biswa here, I'm sure
He's from Odisha.
In Orissa, no, I'm talking about like your FI, SY, TY, you know, how good are the colleges? I mean, did you go through that system? What did you do after 12th? Did you go to college there or did you go to college at all? Did you come to Bombay? I have no idea.
You're in
IIT Kharagpur, buddy.
Dude, I'm sorry, I don't know your life story, man. Huh? I have no idea.
No, I basically went to the coaching system and I joined one of the IITs. Not the best thing to happen in life, but it happened.
Oh wow! So does IIT have its own set of coaching classes? Or
No.
Are the teachers at least they're good enough? I hope so.
Well, I mean, if you want to learn, IIT is a great place. But I didn't want to learn. No, I was saying that this side of the bus faces.
Right.
I'm sure I was somewhere in the corner of the newspaper when I qualified in 12th. And you guys are saying that why are there more coaching classes than schools? It's because the schools are teaching you for 12th standard marks. But the coaching classes are preparing for national level entrance. So there's no value of your school education because with your 12th category you can't do anything. The next step is through a national examination.
No, it's not just that. It's also like, so what's happening nowadays is there'll be coaching classes within the school. Within the premises of the school. Like it happened in Ruya College, where they used to have on the side, they used to just call these guys after school in the after your school hours, they would just get the coaching class in the thing.
And this is sanctioned by the school.
This is sanctioned by the school.
So basically the school is saying,
just like, these guys are clearly better. Yeah.
Wow.
These guys are clearly better.
Wow.
That's what, it just comes down to the fact that, dude, maybe school teachers need coaching classes more than us. Like, why aren't there like coaching classes for teachers? Like, fucking make them learn how to teach better.
This coaching is so useless. It's very good in the sense that if you want to study science, if you want to study chemistry, those teachers are actually good. They teach you really well. The problem is they teach you every day for 2 years only. उसके आगे कुछ नहीं, उसके पीछे कुछ नहीं. With the intention of you clearing some questions.
Right. As an end goal is not learning, it's basically passing that.
Passing shit. And that's the problem. But if these teachers, coaching class teachers, I have heard that Kota mein 1 crore per annum salaries, 3 crore per annum salaries.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, this is Economics Times articles. Economic Times, whatever the. So my tuition में नहीं पढ़ा था. Now इसमें. So what happens is a lot of politics happens actually. If a teacher is too good, then he breaks out and starts his own institute. That's how the whole all of Kota has been built.
Your equilibrium happens.
Yeah. So basically, coaching is capitalism taking over education.
Correct.
That's what it is.
And it's so capitalistic.
It sounds almost like the hospital system. It sounds like almost identical. You become a good enough doctor, you start your own clinic.
Yeah,
you
why
won't keep working there, and
correct.
It's all about
because there's always a top line, no, of how much you can earn under
exactly.
You know what I find really sad? It's so capitalistic. Where, like in at least the coaching class in Bombay, they give the students branding with their backpacks and their rulers. So your backpack will have, like, I see small kids going with charter classes.
Yeah.
You know, they've got rulers with the...
charter classes made TV ads. Did you know that? If you go on YouTube and type charter classes, you'll find there's basically two goras walking around Bombay going, "What are you doing?" "I'm going to charter classes." "Charter classes?" And they ask like 3 random people and everyone's going to charter classes. "What is this charter classes?" And it's ridiculous.
This is wrong, right?
It's so stupid.
Why are white people coming here to study?
Dude, my cable guy, you know the channels he used to play movies on those channels he used to play these ads. I remember back in the day. Because my mom was like, hey, because everybody, when I was in school, everyone was going to Charte, Sinhal classes, whatever class, everyone was going.
This is reverse brain drain, no?
You know, this problem doesn't end here. It has been before this also. Indians, 1940s, 50s, they wanted to become lawyers.
Correct.
Okay, everybody's a lawyer. Then they wanted to become government servants. So they did like bank, I don't know, kuch aur hota tha us time, railways, blah blah. So again they did this competitive nonsense. There was no coaching back then though. But the competition was still the same. So people would take up like an LIC job and then they would prepare for the next exam. And now it's shifting from engineering and medical, but it's going into CA and
other things.
Yeah. So this, no matter what the actual degree is, the system still remains the same. So what can actually solve it is more number of good institutes.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You need to solve the education system, not the other shit.
Yeah.
Basically,
if 18 lakhs people prepare for IIT every year and only 10,000 get in. So what happens to the rest 17 lakh 90,000?
Correct.
You have to give them something. No, they are not like, okay, so the top 10,000, apart from the top 50, the rest of them are equal. I mean, almost the top 50 I consider extraordinary. That takes some amount of genius or whatever. The rest of them had a bad day in the exam or had a good day in the exam or whatever. Those ranks are interchangeable or they didn't prepare for a month. Now the next 10,000 are almost as good as these guys. The next 10,000 are almost as good. So the top lakh should be studying in IITs if that's your this thing. But there is no seat. There is no infrastructure to accommodate that.
That's actually where the US system goes beyond us, because I feel like our high school system is very, very competitive and the US isn't as competitive. But their college system is so hardcore. Because you have your tier ones, your Ivy Leagues and all that, but then you have your state-sponsored schools, you have your private schools, and then you start even getting into tier 2, tier 3 community colleges. There's layers and layers and layers. So even the dumbest of the dumb has an opportunity there. And even like something as vocational training to be a mechanic, training to be a beautician, it's taken very seriously there. And we just don't have that here. Here you learn on the job. Here, especially labor stuff, there's no vocational training. You just literally learn the job. Hopefully you find a mentor. Somebody who can show you. You work for someone who knows what they're doing and you learn for 4 years and then you do your own thing.
Also, like if you prepared for engineering, now it's not like you're going to take a drop year and prepare for something else. This system is not broad enough to accommodate like your 2 career paths. You have to decide at 10th what you want to become, and by 12th you know if you're becoming or not.
That's actually a great point, man. That's a great point. You cannot switch. You cannot switch.
No, you can. Like the thing is,
no,
you can drop down.
But
which is why every parent wants you to do science, because do science, because if you don't like it, then you can do whatever the fuck else.
You can't really, because you'll be losing a year if you want to.
Sure, you can lose time. You lose time, but
that's so stupid.
But I'm saying exactly. You're saying like within your thing you should be able to pick different majors as well, right? Sure.
18 lakhs people are writing for engineering. 9 lakhs of them maybe want to become engineers. What about the rest 9 lakhs? All doors are closed now. They have to go to some shitty engineering college or drop out for a year.
Yeah.
But even then...
But my whole thing is what I've never figured out. Why is dropping out for a year such a huge thing?
Man, it's so depressing. It's so depressing because there's no support system. You sit there, your friends are already in some fucking IIT, this thing. What are you doing? You don't have a school to go to. You're sitting at home and preparing, or you're sitting in some hostel and preparing.
And it's not like a American romantic notion.
No, that's not what I meant actually. I didn't mean dropping out like that. Like in our country, like if a kid wants to say, finishes 12 and say, I want to take a year off. Let me figure out मुझे क्या करना है. That's unheard of.
That is in our country that would be considered privilege. To be able to take a year off like that and say मुझे कुछ नहीं करना. Most kids here they have a pressure. father is working a salaried job. It's not like they're coming from these rich homes where everything is paid for. The expectation is parents expect you to get into the workforce, at a high paying salary as quick as possible. To take a year off is a luxury that very few of us have in this country. To take, hey, you know what, I'm going to go backpacking around Europe, or I'm going to go to the hills and chill. You can't do that. I mean, I think in our country, like I said, there are no nerds, because nerds here are worshipped. And if you become that, then what is your mom going to tell her friends? My son is sitting at home thinking about.
There's also that, parents like
becoming like
इसी दिन दिखाने के लिए पैदा किया था. It becomes like, why are you taking a drop here?
First of all, as a country, we don't appreciate traveling.
Yeah, we don't. We
most
should.
of our families don't travel. They travel once in 10 years, blah 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 blah. So 12th standard के बाद तू बोलेगा मैं travel करेगा, तो जूते पड़ेंगे.
No, because who's paying for the travel?
No, but
parents are going to
this
pay for
also leads to like तू जो भी करेगा, or like an entire generation of very unidimensional people. लोगों और कुछ मालूम. No wonder we have so many issues here.
Yeah, and it is this. It's I forget what it's called. It's called groupthink. I think that's the word, the technical term. Groupthink. Groupthink is when somebody influential thinks a certain way. Everybody around him will start thinking the same way. They'll all sort of just follow. So like think of anyone who has charisma in your group circle. Like right now, I can't think of anybody but
then you are the leader, my friend. Anyways,
you need her friends to be in groupthink first of all.
No, but I think the other thing I always wonder about is कि considering that we go through so many tuitions, right, from your 7th standard till your till you graduate from college.
Class 1 में मेरे घर में पढ़ाने के लिए ट्यूशन टीचर आती थी.
बाप.
Class 1 में?
हाँ.
तो क्या सीख रहा है क्लास 1 में? ABC नहीं, वो तो जूनियर के जिम में होता है.
No, my brother was born at that time, so they needed somebody to
watch over.
They called her nanny, पर सिखा भी दो थोड़ा.
हाँ.